How many of you have ever said you want to pet a baby tiger the last time you went to the zoo? Or wonder how cool it would be to see a cute red panda or a sun backup instead of a cat sleeping in your bed? That all sounds good at first, but how many of you concerned about the risk of having them as a pet? Imagine it's already been late at night when you finally get a chance to take a deep sleep after a whole tiring day. You may go to your bedroom after tucking a little baby in for that night. Unfortunately, something unpredictable happened. Your pet named Richard, a spotted python, slithers his way out from the pen and wished to roam the house that night. When you awaken the next morning, and when you want to check on your pet, you see Richard call around your little baby dead body. How will you react? What will you do regarding to the situation? My name is Shafikah Zulkifli, and today I will talk about the reasons why we cannot simply pet wild animals, as that action is illegal, it can be dangerous and abuse the animals. Most people out there in this world get pets in their life almost every day, where they consider the pet as their friend at home, but why we have to blame them? There is nothing wrong with having a pet in the house. However, if you insist to have a pet at home, there is one thing that you need to consider before everything. You should not pet wild animals. The first reason why I mentioned to you, which it is illegal to pet wild animals. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say wild animals, I know you know the meanings of animals belongs to nature, not in a cage at our home. There are some animals that you can pet, but some are not. Keeping wild animals as a pet is illegal, so you need to do your homework before having any pets, particularly if you're unsure if the one that you are interested in is appropriate and legal to be pet. If you grow up next to a park or nature forest, or maybe you're staying in a rural area, you are likely to have seen a wild animals that you want to adopt. Rules are governing the raising of wild creatures, whether a fox, a raccoon, or even a little cute bear cub. Most of the states around the countries make it illegal to confine or possess wild animals as a pet. Keeping wild animals as a pet may also aid in illegal activity. Criminals are illegally trapping or bringing animals into nations at an alarming pace. By keeping an illegal wild pet, you are helping to fuel the criminal trade by incentivizing such acts. Most of countries have strict laws regarding the wild animals in their country. For example, in the United States of America, there are three different types of laws that govern wild and exotic animals, such as Public Health Service Act, the Endangered Species Act, and the Lacey Act. Those three laws forbid the importations of any non-human mammals into the states to be treated with extinction animals species, and allow the government of the United States to arrest people who found with an illegal animals that they obtain from the international or the country respectively. Malaysia also has a law for protecting endangered species. Wild animals are put under a totally protected status in Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, if I'm not mistaken, which provides the species listed under the greatest level of protection and prohibits hunting, trading, or using them without special authorization. We can see right now the world come out with various type of laws in protecting the innocent wildlife, right? So here what I would like to say is, if we need to take care of them so that the ecosystem of our world is in stable condition. So now let's move to the next point. The next point is wild animals might be endanger people. This is because it will risk public health, public safety. According to the World Animal Protection, they mention that a huge number of birds, rodents, fish, and reptiles are kept as exotic pets around the world. Most people bought them because they value them, but unfortunately, a wild animal's needs and normal behaviors cannot be fulfilled by our homeowners. Wild animals are inherently dangerous towards the individuals who possess them, or it can be their neighbors and to the public at large. The sweet baby will evolve into a faceless, kicking, and funny monkey that is tougher than uh, any human pound for pound. Every year, as stated in the Health magazine, those wild animals in captivity hurt and kill people. Even if the resident can control the wild pet, remember what could what could happen if an emergency happens and the rescuer have reached the house or the animal has already escaped. Many cases have been reported in which wild animals in private hands assault the humans or other animals, escape from their wire cages, and roam openly throughout the city. Big cats have mauled children and adults. Primates have eaten them, and also snakes have suffocated to death. Non-domesticated rodents like lions, tiger, leopards, and also the mountain lions are common with that. When they are still at young age, those wild animals can be so sweet and cuddly, but as soon as they already reach at their mature age, they can hunt or kill, and they actually can seriously harm the public. Even a seemingly sweet and friendly animals will target unwary people. And also, the wild animals will risk human harm. I know most of you agree that pets will bring you joy in your life, give you a companion when you feel lonely. But, however, some of them can also spread a disease and harmful germs to people. Before you pet wild animals as your pet, you need to consider the danger of environmental contaminant, as there is various type of disease that animals carry in their body. Robin E. Miller, a pediatric hematologist, mentioned in the Numerous Kid Health website that humans become infected with this animal-borne illness when they get bitten or their body part got scratched. It can be when they come into touch with the animal excrement, saliva, or fur. This disease can have a variety of effects on every individual. They are especially dangerous for young people, young children, babies, pregnant mommy, or people with low immune system. For example, iguanas or turtle, or it can be salamanders, have a disease called salmonellosis, where they show no symptoms, and it's actually a bit hard for people to tell which animals or reptiles host the microbe. This disease bacteria cannot cause illness to animals. However, they can cause severe diarrhea, headache, nausea, vomiting, fever, and stomach cramp. Even they can cause death in human body. Uh, since we would consider it cruel if someone cage us, we should not do the same thing actually to others, particularly to animals. The feeling of pain is we cherish when it comes to humans should be extended to all living things in this world. The last point is uh, pet wild animals can abuse them. Having a wild animal as your pet is not an easy task actually. Most of them require a large space of land where they can freely run, hunt for their food, and interact with other animals. However, when you take them illegally and put them in a cage, even though you know you are rich enough to provide special care for the pet, it still can be considered as an animal abuse. Why did I say something like this? Very simple, because you limit their time, their space, where I am really sure you will put them in a cage so that the probability for them to run is less. It is one thing to keep an animal close to service one's needs, but it is cruel to maintain it only for your entertainment. Keeping wild animals, keeping any animals in captivity, let alone confined in cage, is unquestionably cruel. In its natural habitat, an animal is completely unfiltered. It is unaware of any constraint. It goes about its jobs of eating, drinking, and reproducing. I would like to give one movie, for example, that I am sure most of you have watched this movie, which is King Kong. This movie is a storyline that still made me wonder how a man can rudely disrupt an animal's existence and compel it to adapt to his. Even domestic animals want to wander around and act according to their instinct and wants, which is why some people are kind enough to let chicken wander around freely in search of food. We have no right to do this. We do it because the creatures are powerless to stop us from confronting them. If we were robbed of such right, we would rather die than succumb. So by what right do we imprison animals and birds or any other animals without any rules? Wild animals should be allowed free in their habitats and domestic animals should be given as much freedom as possible. The only reasons for cage animals is when they are danger to themselves or others. Nevertheless, wild animals should not be captured in the first place. Alongside notable the current issues like COVID-19 right now and environmental issues such as eradication of species or rainforest damage, there is likewise another huge issue which is people will in general keep those wild animals as a pet at home. This is a bad practice and bad action because wild animals are illegal to pet and can endanger people, also can abuse animals directly. Furthermore, whether wild animals or exotic pets requires special care that I believe the average Malaysia cannot provide, and there are various episodes in which wild animals attack their owners and family members. All of this lends credence to my argument right now that wild animals or exotic ones should not be kept as a pet. Yes, I know wild animals can be kept for protection. However, there is a greatest likelihood that either the animals or you may be harmful. Which would you rather possess instead of putting them in a cage or putting them in danger? Why do we not just take a better care of our jungle and ensure that no one is put in danger? We can tear down any ancient structures that are no longer in use and turn them into a comfortable sanctuaries where the animals can live happily with their friends or other animals. I believe I have made my point out clearly today. Do not capture wild animals and keep them as a pet. Am I here on the other hand urging you to not acquiring a pet at all? Definitely no, it does not. I would strongly advise you to have one, just as long as it's not a wild animal. Thank you.